In the years 2003 to 2005, archaeologists from the Israeli Antiquities Authority conducted a salvage excavation at the Megiddo prison, where construction was planned to expand the facility. But during their dig, they discovered something remarkable. One of the best, most valuable archaeological discoveries since the Dead Sea Scrolls themselves. A mosaic, a part of the earliest Christian prayer hall/church. But what did this 20 by 30 foot mosaic reveal? An ancient Greek inscription declared, "The God-loving Akeptos has offered the table to God Jesus Christ as a memorial." This mosaic, dating back to 230 AD, is super profound because it is the earliest explicit declaration of Jesus' divinity outside of the Bible. And according to GreekReporter.com, Akeptos, described as God-loving in the mosaic, was likely a influential and wealthy woman who donated the table to be used for the Lord's Supper. Some other inscriptions on the mosaic provide further context, such as this one. Gaius, also called Porphyrius, centurion, our brother, has made the mosaic at his own expense as an act of generosity. Bruttius has carried out the work. Gaius was his Latin name, while Porphyrius was his casual Greek name. Bruttius was the artist who completed the mosaic. Another inscription reads this: "Remember Permilla, Cericia, Doretha, and lastly, Creste." While little is known about these women, they are believed to have been significant and influential figures. They may have been patrons, martyrs, or honored for some other reason, according to the Museum of the Bible. The mosaic also features two fish, which symbolizes the ichthys symbol, and this medallion also is an allusion to Jesus feeding the 5,000. Additionally, the geometric patterns in the mosaic also represent eternity, symmetry, and perfection, as noted by the Museum of the Bible. This discovery offers valuable insight into early Christian beliefs. The phrase God Jesus Christ demonstrates that early Christians, about 131 years after the time of the apostles, were explicitly calling Jesus God. While this alone does not prove Jesus is God, it serves as compelling supporting evidence that early Christians recognized and affirmed his divinity. I believe that the primary proof of Jesus' divinity comes from Scripture, and discoveries like this mosaic provide additional context, showing that this belief was held not long after the time of the apostles. "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." John 1:1. Jesus said to them, "Truly, truly, I tell you, before Abraham was, I am." John 8:58. "I and the Father are one." John 10:30. And many more passages prove Jesus as God, and this comes from the New Testament that was written from around 50 to 100 AD. These passages, along with this wonderful archaeological discovery, debunks the notion that Jesus' divinity was something made up over time or invented by Constantine at the Council of Nicaea. Along with this passage, "And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail." That is just epic. Matthew 16:18. This verse basically just means that Christianity, true Christianity, won't die out, which contradicts some theology that states that the church died for over 1,000 years just to be restored. Something else I should point out is that Megiddo is on the ancient via Mars trade route that led from Egypt to Mesopotamia. I personally think that early Christians put this church or prayer hall here since they knew that people would be coming in and out from the Vias Maris trade route, and they probably saw it as a great opportunity to evangelize and establish a Christian presence there. One last thing I would like to point out is these early Christians' boldness in expressing the gospel. They express goodness and truth in the declaration of God Jesus Christ, and they express beauty in their beautiful artwork. In conclusion, even though this wonderful archaeological discovery doesn't prove Jesus is God necessarily, it provides really good evidence that Christians, not long after the time of the apostles, were professing Jesus as God. Now again, I do believe that Jesus is God, but I believe that we primarily prove that by Scripture, and stuff like this is supporting evidence that helps support our claims of Jesus' divinity.